As $90 billion goes missing from Trump exposes sick dirty secret Obama tried to hide. Obamacare has never been fiscally responsible or sustainable, so how has the program, passed by Congress in the dead of night, stayed afloat this long? It has to do with the $90 billion that went missing from the White House and the sick dirty secret President Donald Trump has exposed that his predecessor Barack Obama tried to hide. The Trump administration has yet to repeal Obamacare, despite it being one of the key issues the president campaigned on. Republicans never thought he would actually win the election, so they were caught with their pants down on the night Hillary Clinton was defeated, as they hadn't drafted any legislation to repeal and replace the not-so-affordable CARE Act. Fast forward to nearly 1 year later, and we are still waiting for actual healthcare reform. Trump has been taking steps to significantly weaken Obamacare while Congress works to get their act together, though. He's rolled back funding for a program intended to help individuals navigate the Obamacare insurance marketplace by 90% and signed an executive order to allow for groups to purchase insurance across state lines. Just last Thursday, he stopped federal funding for Obamacare subsidies, according to the Daily Caller. However, there's one thing Trump could still do that would gut Obamacare completely, rendering it entirely ineffective, and all it would take is a swipe of the president's pen. If Trump truly wants to deal the coup de grace to Obamacare, there's still a massive source of funding for the law that Barack Obama deceptively implemented, and it relates to the one last piece of unfinished business from the past financial crisis, the status of mortgage giants Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Having required massive bailouts in 2008, the two corporations were placed under control of the U.S. Treasury. Initially, the two organizations agreed to pay the Treasury a dividend each year equivalent to 10% of the bailout funds they took, and the Treasury was also issued warrants granting them the equivalent of a 79.9% equity stake in the two companies. Since the two giants recovered faster than expected and became profitable, the Obama administration saw better returns in seizing the profits of Fannie and Freddie instead. Since 2012, every quarter, the two giants have been sending 100% of their profits to the Treasury, rewarding the Treasury handsomely. Despite the fact that taxpayers bailed out Fannie and Freddie to the tune of $187.5 billion, the federal government has been paid back $275.8 billion thus far, or nearly $90 billion in excess of that figure. Source: Alan B. West. Many speculated that these funds were being used to keep Obamacare afloat, and Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin admitted as much in a sit-down interview with Fox News. The current status of Fannie and Freddie poses a significant risk to taxpayers because as a result of their profits being confiscated, they can never retain any cash reserves of their own. Therefore, any quarter in which the enterprises are unprofitable, which is inevitable, given that another recession will come eventually, the American taxpayer will be required to make up the difference. However, Trump could eliminate this risk for taxpayers and end Obamacare, all with the swipe of a pen, simply by cutting off the stream of Fannie and Freddie's funds to the Treasury. The funds required to keep Obamacare afloat could instantly be eliminated if the 79.9% stake the feds have in the companies was sold back to the public. The RNC estimates that the Treasury could generate $100 billion from selling its stake in Fannie and Freddie back to the public. So now, the only question is, will Trump act on this seemingly simple way to kill two birds with one stone? Perhaps if enough of his supporters call on him to do so, he will listen. Please share this report to get the word out that we want Trump to kill Obamacare by selling Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac back to the public. Please share the story and tell us what you think by clicking one of the buttons below. We want to hear your voice.